Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. On this channel I talk about fragrance, skincare, fashion, and the finer things in life. And today we are doing a brand overview. What brand are we talking about today? Today we are talking about Kilian. Right now in front of me I have 5 full bottles followed by 3 tiny decants. So all in all, right now in Francisco, in my apartment in the Mission District, and I'm going to tell you the time as well. So it's a Saturday. It is 1:34 p.m. I had my breakfast. I brushed my hair with a hot brush. Get this shirt on, blouse on, maybe. Ate my breakfast too. And then I filmed the Turkish version of this video. So, speaking of, this is a bilingual channel. So each and every video comes in 2 different languages. One of them is in Turkish, which I just filmed. And the other one is in English, which you are about to watch. So, right now, we're going to do the English version. I'm going to switch my brain and we're going to talk about Kilian in English. 8 fragrances, but we know Kilian is a big brand. There are many fragrances in their portfolio. So in order to give you a more complete recap of the brand, we're going to go on Fragrantica and we are going to go and scroll from top to bottom and we'll see all the Kilian fragrances. There are Kilian fragrances that I know by heart that I'm going to tell you. There are some couple Kilian, a couple of Kilian fragrances that I tried passing by. So I'm just going to give you my thoughts, just like first 2-3 words that come to my mind when I see their names here. And there are also Kilian fragrances that I have never experienced. So I'm just going to be honest and tell you that. I don't know what's going on with this. So I have never tried it. So we're just going to be honest and upfront about it. And if you have your favorites from Kilian's portfolio, and especially if you tried the ones that I have never tried, and if you think that, oh my God, I am missing out big time, please let me know down in the comments section. So when we look at the channel here on YouTube, there are, I believe, 2 other videos where I talked about Kilian fragrances, and actually one is circa October 2020 when I first started the channel, and I did that video. I did a video about Good Girl Gone Bad and Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme. So that was one of my first videos, if not the first video. And if you, I looked at that video and I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm so out of place. Because, in YouTube, like doing these videos, you are basically talking to empty walls right now. And the lights are looking at you. And there's that, camera or my phone, iPhone XR. And it's counterintuitive. It doesn't feel natural. And it starts to feel natural as time passes. So that's what happened actually. Ever since I started this channel, in 2020, in October, I've become better at it. At least I'm thinking that. But, being this a bilingual channel, filming the Turkish version first and then switching my brain, shifting gears and then doing the English version, it's a little, I might be all over the place, but I'm going to do my best. No matter what, I'm just going to give you my honest opinion. On this channel, we don't like, adore, or find each and every fragrance on the face of planet intoxicating. No, hell no. Some fragrances need to stay on the shelf. And if I think that, I'm going to tell you that. So I'm not going to be showing you all the free bottles that I get from PR, which I'm not getting any because I'm just going to be trashing the bottle if I don't like it. This is my opinion and I'm entitled to not like something, and I think this is America, free country. Well, we'll talk about that too. That's a little questionable right now. I can say it. So, hell, what the heck if that prevents a brand from sending me free bottles? I don't care. I don't need free bottles from any brand. I have tons of fragrances. So, I just do it because I like it. This is kind of like my therapy here, talking about fragrances, talking about events that are happening in the world. And there was a very major one last week actually. We're gonna be touching on that as well. So hey, what are we doing? Kilian overview. I have sample bottles, decants, and we're just gonna go on Fragrantica and look at the Kilian fragrances as well. And we're just gonna, chat about them. So before we move on into the details of the fragrances or the conversation that I'm gonna have with you, I'm gonna share my thoughts on Roe versus Wade being overturned. What are you gonna do? Go grab a drink, which I did here, and oh my god, is she rolling in her grave? Like, oh my god, isn't that sad? Ruth, Roe versus Wade being overturned. Wow, isn't that crazy? It makes my heart ache actually. Well, I'm gonna take a sip. You do that as well. Or if you're feeling a little hungry, go grab a snack. Come find me here. We're just going to talk about like Roe versus Wade being overturned. That was big news, and I was very upset about it, and people were upset here too in San Francisco. We're going to talk about that, but we're not going to keep things very long. We're just going to move on to Kilian fragrances, and we'll talk Kilian. This is what I do on this channel, talk about fragrances. So without further ado, let's start. Okay, so whoa, here, I'm going to tell you, well, maybe I did in the introduction, this is the, we are in San Francisco, my apartment is in the Mission District, it is July the 2nd, and it is right now 1:40 p.m. So, wow, in America, if you live in America, you heard this, that Roe versus Wade was overturned. I was like, is that real? When I first saw that in Instagram stories, and I turned around and told my coworker, is this fucking real? Is this really taking us back to 100 years ago? It just I felt like a butterfly died inside of me, and I was like, how? So Supreme Court, 9 judges, 2 of them are rapists, Brett and Thomas, whatever. And we also have 1 voluntary handmaid, Amy, on the court, and actually 2 of them was appointed by Donald J. Trump, and there's another one that was appointed by Donald J. Trump too. So if you ask me what was the biggest accomplishment of Donald Trump, and actually it is a very milestone, significant attachment, given that he was there for 4 years, he got 3 judges, lifetime appointments into that fucking Supreme Court, and they're gonna be staying there, and they're not old. They're not going there anywhere, anytime. And they're gonna be like, oh my god, they're gonna be exercising their obnoxiousness to the fullest, 2 rapists, and of course the voluntary handmaid. Well, they did their job. They overturned Roe versus Wade. Guess what? That was one of the best things about America. That's what I liked about America. And now it's like what? It depends on the state that you live in. Right now we are in California. It doesn't really change anything because California is progressive, blue, whatever. But guess what? It's not only California or New York or whatever. The whole country. What happens if you live in Texas? What happens if you live in the middle of the country? What are you going to do? How can you not exercise your very, right on your body? So I think one thing that we are missing when it comes to this abortion discussion is that we have to be clear when the life starts. My opinion is that your life or my life started the moment I came out of the womb. Before that, that wasn't my life. I was not really alive. I was an organ because I was attached to my mother, and my livelihood, me being alive, dependent on her body's capabilities of keeping this organ, which we called a child, later in life, alive. And that takes 9 months, evolution made this human species. It is 9 months, it is an organ that stays inside woman's body, and it is kept alive, nurtured, and growing up. And in my books, actually, you are not You don't have a life until you are out in this world. So this might be very extreme for many out there, but I think we have to make this distinction, because until when we do that, we can say, oh, okay, so this is her body, this is her organ. I mean, this is she, and she is allowed to do whatever she can or whatever she wants to regarding that body or the organ, whether she's raped or whether she's planning her family or whether she's prioritizing her career over creating a family. It doesn't really matter, or it could be a really like simplistic health issue that she needs to get rid of that organ, which we call fetus and life or whatever. So it doesn't really matter. It is her job. It is her body. How can you not understand this? And giving this like this kind of like sugarcoat constitutional, each and every human being deserves a life, blah blah. Give me a break here. Anyone who cares about a fetus inside like woman's body will never ever care about that kid when that kid is here with us on the face of the planet. This is what Republicans do. Like, whenever you are out there in the world, oh, they don't care. You are entitled. You don't need any help. But hey, come on. If you're inside her body, oh, you are so precious. You are alive. You deserve a life. Your life. Yes, you deserve a life, and the life you deserve comes from your mother because you are her organ. You are attached to her. But then, once you're out on the face of the planet, you're by yourself. It doesn't matter. And guess what? Come on, we do care about kids. We do care about their lives, but we don't really care about them getting shot in the school by rifles. How come in 2022 women have less rights than rifles? Can someone explain this? Please, down in the comment section, can you please explain this? This is outrageous. This boggles my mind. It is unfathomable. Oh my God, I am so worked up about this. Ruth, rolling. We're going to be talking about rolling in love. Ruth is rolling in her grave, actually. And this is such a blow. This takes everything back to 100 years. This is such a piece of bad news, bullshit for like growing up girls that, some guys or like a voluntary handmaid called Amy can just go there and then do this. And this was settled. What, 1970, whatever. But now they made it their business to go in there and then reverse this because they followed the Constitution that was written 200 years ago. Honey, we are changing on a daily basis. Fragrance brands releasing fragrances and changing their courses, like they're course correcting their portfolios and then, tailoring their needs on a monthly basis. And how come something that is written all those years ago is still being kept alive? And then, I'm a constitutionalist. I cannot accept any change. And for that reason, the woman's body is kind of like an incubator. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you one last thing about this. So if men were able to get abortions, guess what? Just around the corner, there is Arco here in San Francisco, gas station. Abortions would be available at the gas stations. You cannot ban, you can only ban legal abortions. Rich people will get abortions. Two rapists, Brett and Thomas, they need it. I mean, they had escaped abortion in the first place, and they came here all the way. And of course, they need abortions because they rape. And then, when you rape, you want to get rid of any thing that you leave behind that might lead to a baby. So hell yeah. Oh, there was another congressman or whatever in Pennsylvania in Mount Lebanon, Tim or whatever, he's a handsome guy. His mistress got an abortion too. That was the big thing in Pennsylvania when I lived there. So I'm telling you, all these Republicans, They depend on abortion. They had escaped abortion in the first place, and they came to our lives, and now they are banning the abortion, but they exercise abortion for their, extramarital relationships, or for the, rape activities that they are, oh my God, 100%, guilty of. So, on a tangent, wow. I was very upset about it, and I just wanted to vent. And here we are. Right now, we're just going to be moving into the main subject of this video, which is Kilian fragrances. But before we go into that, do you see my nails? For the first time, I got this Gel X extensions with ombre. They are nice, but they are too long, and I don't think my brain registers the fact that my hands are now a little bigger than usual. They're not like micro hands anymore. There are these extensions which are not like alive, and then my body does not register that my hands are long, so I'm poking myself, like, knocking things over. I feel like I'm very clumsy. They look good, but I think they need to go away. One of them is already broken. I can't believe how I was able to break this Gel X, like, malleable plastic extension. Crazy. And I paid like $95 plus tip. Was like, $115 for these nails, but they look nice. Are you getting your nails done? Anywhere in America or whatever in the world, how much do you pay? Do you like getting them done? Let me know down in the comment section as well. Let's just get things in a little happier place, after this Roe versus Wade conversation. And right now, wow, I'm gonna take a sip, and then I'm gonna, get on my best behavior and talk about Kilian fragrances. That's what you come for, right? To this channel. All right, so I have 5 fragrances right now in front of me. 4 of them have love in their names, and 3 of them are actually Love Don't Be Shy. So I'm going to be talking about Love Don't Be Shy and Love Don't Be Shy Extreme. Well, I'm going to referring you to my other video on the channel where I talked about these fragrances in detail. That video is going to be down in the description box or up there in the card section. You can go back to that. And I think I talked about love as a concept in that video. So there is a chat portion in that video as well. You can refer to that video. But this is an older formulation of love. Right now, love comes in a white Kilian bottle. It is not as dark brown as it was, because this is really dark. This is really, really concentrated, but right now it's a little orangey. Maybe the smell is not really different, but what I'm feeling is that older formulations of Kilian, and to be honest, I have another bottle inside a drawer that is one of the first formulations that is really animalic. So what happened over the years to Kilian Love Don't Be Shy is that I think the animalic touches have been phased out. They're still there, but they are not as prominent as they used to be, because this Kilian, or one of the first formulations, when you spray it on your skin and when it dries down, what you get is like, sun-kissed, kind of like a sugary soft drink dried on your skin with the heat of sun, that, marshmallow, musky, animalic sweetness that is so sexy, that is beautiful. That is Love Don't Be Shy Kilian. Very unique, very successful release. But right now, that aspect is a little, phased out, and the fragrance is not that heavy, which is understandable because the world is changing. Constitution, in contrast with the Constitution, because right now, like the Home Alone by Redo, or like other brands who have like, lighter fragrance portfolios, are making money in the in Asian countries or in Europe as well. Jo Malone by Redo, because I guess the new thing is that you don't want to be really like invading other people's like scent area. You don't want to be like intruding, so you want to keep it to yourself. And if you want to do that, of course, Home Alone, Jo Malone, or like by Redo would be your pick. But on this channel, I don't really appreciate those kind of fragrances. I want fragrances that do smell like perfume. so I want my sprays, or like, you know, I want them to be there and, you know, exert themselves. And older Kilian was like that. The new one, I think you might need to over apply or reapply during the day, but it's still love. It is still beautiful, and I like it. And I love the name. Fuck, don't be shy. And this one here is the flanker, actually. This is the Love Don't Be Shy Extreme. This is rose. This is marshmallow sweetness. This is pomegranate. Well, on steroids. The opening might be too sweet or too cloying for you, and I understand that. I'm living for that. And on your skin, as this dries down, you get more marshmallowy sweetness here. You know, in contrast to recent Kilian releases or reformulations, this is actually pretty potent. You know, it's not like nuclear Kilian, but I think you're getting a longevity of 6 to 8 hours when it comes to Love Extreme. And one thing is that I think I gave you the details of this layering these two. It is totally possible, and I recommend that. The details in the previous video, you can look into that. These two can be layered, definitely. You can play around with this, and I love them both. I can't really pick one over the other, but I can pick these two over the one I'm just going to be talking in a moment, which is that special blend release 2020, Love Don't Be Shy. Okay, so this is the bottle. I have a CC that of, like, you know, more than $10,000, but when I saw this on Saks Fifth Avenue, I had a 20% off too, and I just, like, you know, checked out blindly because I always wanted this fragrance. This is the special blend 2020 Love Don't Be Shy. They did this in 2022 with Rose and Oud. This is still that. I think this is the same fragrance, although I did not, you know, experience the first black bottle special blend Rose and Oud. This is a lot of oud. This is barnyard skanky oud. I am warning you, you cannot blind buy this. This is very oud. This is sugar marshmallow oud. I'm not really getting rose. When I smell this, I'm like, okay, this is a Middle Eastern sweetness, kind of like supported by barnyardy, sturdy oud. The fragrance that came to my mind, actually, they are not similar, was actually Roja Qatar. This is fruity, kind of like a bright, fruity sweetness on the base of oud and malicness. It is this Love Special Blend 2022 is in the same lane, in the same, you know, universe, because the malicness, like, you know, you get a blast of oud, which I love, and as this dries down on your skin, it's there, it's palpable, it's tangible, you will smell it. And of course, as the time passes, the sweetness will open up more as your body heats up, but definitely oud, more oud than rose. If you are a Love fan, and if you think that, oh my god, I need to have this, go ahead, buy. But be warned that you might be having a hard time wearing this in your daily life. I would wear this in summer because I wear oud in summer, but for many it is not possible. And absolutely, this oud here, which is, whoa, oud is not really user friendly, but I'm glad I have this. But I definitely don't like this or love this as much as I love Love or Love Extreme. Okay, so another fragrance, full bottle, that I have right now that has love in its name is Love and Tears Surrender. This is the discontinued Kilian fragrance. This is a fresh green musky jasmine fragrance. I bought this fragrance because I love the name. Look at this name, Love and Tears Surrender. So I was going through some personal drama in my life, and I purchased this fragrance because the name spoke to me. It resonated with me. So here it is. This is a summer fragrance in my book. This is a green, not really citrusy, but green jasmine with musky base. Longevity is like 3 to 4 hours. I think this shines beautifully on skin during summer months. I'm glad that I have it. And you're out there watching this video because you came to this video because you wanted to hear about Kilian, not about abortion. Well, you did, and I'm glad you stayed until this point. You don't need this. You know, it's fine. if it's fine if you cannot get your hands on this discontinued Love and Tears Kilian. That is fine. This is basically like a green jasmine musky white floral, which is cool, but this is not like mandatory at all. All right, so the last full bottle that I'm going to be talking about today is actually Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme. So my first video, I talked about Good Girl Gone Bad versus Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme, dating back to October 2020. You can watch that. I still stand behind what I said in that video, but right now I only have Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme in my hand. This is the black bottle. Right now this comes in a white bottle because they changed it. The smell is basically the same. I tested that at Sephora, but I don't know about the longevity because, you know, Kilian is not the best brand, or, you know, when it comes to performance or longevity or sillage, whatever. And then, you know, as they reformulate their fragrances like they did with Love, Don't Be Shy, the performance getting worse and worse. So I don't know if, like, you know, black bottle has a better performance than the white bottle right now, but this is a performance of, I guess, like 3 to 6 hours, 46 hours, whatever. I love the lactonicness in this. This is the apricot lactonicness with that white florals. Okay, Good Girl Gone Bad? Well, no, not so fast. In that one, Good Girl stays good. But when it comes to Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme, yes, she is gonna get fucked. So this is cool. I love that. This is sexy. This is giving me life. This is orgy-like in my opinion. Therefore, I still keep it. Oh my god, this is narcotic. This is intoxicating, one of the favorite adjectives the fragrance world, you know, throws out, you know, very, very generously on YouTube. But this is really, in my book, intoxicating. I love this fragrance, and I'm glad that I have the older formulation. I've been using this actually. It's here. Oh, that's not good. This is only 50 ml, and, you know, I have some scratches and dents here on the cap as well, but this is cherished. I love this. Here, Good Girl does go bad actually, and extreme one I totally recommend. Okay, before we go on Kilian fragrances, go to Kilian fragrances on Fragrantica, I'm going to talk about three fragrances, three decants that I have right now. And actually, guess what? Two of them have love in their names, and we're going to be talking about first Beyond Love, an amazing name. So Kilian has a fragrance called Prelude to Love, and Kilian has Love, whoa, Love, and then comes Beyond Love. I tried Prelude to Love, and I'm going to be talking about Prelude to Love when we go on Fragrantica to look at other Kilian fragrances. But right now, here we are with Beyond Love. I'm going to spray this on my hand. Beyond Love is a tuberose, milky tuberose coconut fragrance, but there is also a level of greenness you feel. So when I say all these things, of course, a ring, ding ding ding, Edition de Parfum, Frédéric Malle, Carnal Flower. Okay, so I talked about Carnal Flower in my video where I talked about tuberose fragrances. I appreciate Carnal Flower. I know it's there, it's a cult, and it lives a beautiful life on male skin, but it has never been a fragrance that moved me, or like I never had a full bottle. I actually don't have a full bottle from Frédéric Malle because I find the bottles pretty ugly, and I don't really like, you know, I don't fall in love with Frédéric Malle fragrances, and especially after Estee Lauder thing, it's like, no. But hey, Carnal Flower, you know, it has its place, you know, in the world of tuberose fragrances. But in my opinion, and I know, Carnal Flower has a nuclear performance. At least the decant I used, like, lasted. Beyond Love, amazing opening. Tuberose, milky, coconutty greenness, but it disintegrates so quickly. It dissipates. It disappears in like 45 minutes to an hour, and what you're left with is actually some sort of like a musky skin scent kind of thing. And that made me so upset because I was planning to go out of my way and, like, you know, spend money to get a bottle of Beyond Love, which is discontinued as well, but I know it smells beautiful. Oh, but I'm not gonna do it. But when we are talking about Kilian Beyond Love, there is one fragrance that I cannot ignore, and that is Hiram's Green Moon Bloom. I think there is a significant amount of similarity between, here, let's put the bottle, Kilian Love and Tears, and Hiram's Green Moon Bloom. I love Moon Bloom. I think the opening is fantastic too, but I think the performance with Moon Bloom is also questionable. I wouldn't mind having a bottle of Moon Bloom actually, and I wouldn't mind having a bottle of Beyond Love either, but I don't know if I'm like comfortable enough to spend money on Moon Bloom. But if you love tuberose fragrances, if you like carnal flower, but if that is too like minty or too sharp for you, and if you think that you want the same kind of tuberose, but you want it to be better blended, more approachable, more seductive, I think you should look into Beyond Love. And of course, this is discontinued, but in the same world, within the same realm, I think Hiram's Green Moon Bloom is a really good release. Okay, the other fragrance that has love in it, it is Rolling in Love. The first red bottle Kilian released. And I tried this and I was like, I'm not really getting anything. I was at the store and I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to think about this? And I moved along. And I watched Charlotte's fragrance reviews here on YouTube actually, and then I will link her channel down in the comment section, because this is how I got into Rolling in Love and I purchased this decant. So she did a video. She does really, well studied, well thought out videos when it comes to notes. And then that video she did was on almond fragrances, and she featured this fragrance, Rolling in Love. She has a bottle, and then she said that this is one of my favorite fragrances, period. And I was like, Charlotte, is this like, what am I missing? Where did I go wrong? And then she was saying that, this is a fragrance where you might overlook how it smells if you're in the store, and that's what actually happened. And when I left the store, when I smelled my arm, it was just like a skin scent. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna get a decant. I'm gonna give this a fair shot, and here we are. We did that. So this smells beautiful. I'm gonna tell you that. This is milky almond. There is, in my opinion, a gourmand soapiness with this fragrance. This is very approachable. This is very innocuous. I think this is very office friendly. This is gourmand in a way that it is not cloying or sweet, and it is an almond fragrance. And there is that sexy, intoxicating kind of like an explosion when you first spray this fragrance. And that, I agree with Fragrantica, that it gives you a similar, vibe with Carolina Herrera's Good Girl, minus the coffee and cacao kind of situation that Good Girl has. But this is that same kind of like sexy explosion, but that explosion is very short-lived in my opinion. And as this dries down, this becomes creamier, this becomes milkier. There's like an almond, but it's not like almond liquor sharp or like the hand soap almond, but it is more like kind of like edible, nice almond scent. And then it becomes a skin scent. It lives on your skin, I think 4 to 6 hours, but you really need to go there and smell it. And in that sense, if you want to keep your fragrance bubble, scent bubble, close to you, this could be a really nice feminine gourmand fragrance with some like seductive aspects to it. But after trying the decant, I like it. It smells nice, but I don't think I moved enough to go out and purchase the full bottle. But if you like Kilian, and if you like this gorgeous red bottle, and if you like gourmand fragrances, milky, creamy, almond, with kind of like a little white floral soapiness that dries down to a kind of like sexy, a little warm skin scent, I think Rolling in Love could be a choice for you. Okay, so the last decant that I have is an amazingly atrocious Kilian fragrance, which is called, oh my god, it's atrocious in my opinion. Please, please don't take it personally, but A Kiss from a Rose. Oh my god, what a big flop is that? Alberto Moria's kind of like, you know, sloppy. Like he said, okay, we're gonna do some like green rose, where rose is tortured. Okay, here we are. I'm gonna show you my decant. I'm gonna put this gorgeous red bottle as well here. And I think this is exclusive to Selfridges or somewhere in England, whatever. But I have the decant because I did want to try this fragrance. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this here. I cannot. I cannot. You know, the greenness feels so synthetic. The greenness feels bathroom cleaner in the opening of this fragrance. And this Rose is there tortured. She is really unhappy. She can't really shine because the masculine greenness, it's not like citrusy, but that the sharp greenness in here is just killing my vibe. It's not giving me life at all. It lives, oh, no. Okay, when I sprayed this, I looked at my shelf and I saw Balenciaga Flora Botanica Green Rose Floral Fragrance and Rosa Botanica. And I was like, oh my god, you girls are like, wow, out of this world. With those two fragrances, Balenciaga knocked it out of the park. And if you want a fresh rose fragrance, green rose, kind of like a woody rose fragrance, wow, go with Flora Botanica from Balenciaga, or even better, in my opinion, Rosa Botanica. But this, A Kiss from a Rose, it is not well executed. It is not thought out. Kilian just said, okay, Alberto, here we go. We're doing a green rose and it's going to be like unisex. Maybe we'll be like more looking toward the masculine world. Come up with something. No, not at all. I did not like this fragrance. This is exclusive. Do not spend a lot of money like I did here, yours truly, on a decant like this to try this fragrance, because it's not worth it. I think I'm going to trash this decant after this video because I cannot even, you know, spray it on my hand and walk around in my apartment just to get whiffs of it, because, you know, Kilian fragrances will disappear after like 3 hours. But I can't even stand this even like, you know, for 5 minutes. No. Okay, so, whoa, it's been 37 minutes since I started this video because I ran my mouth about Robbie Wade like incessantly. So, what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna take a sip, you do the same. And you know what? This is tea actually, and it's cold, that's why I have my iPad. When I lived in Germany, I'm gonna tell you something. We would go to Starbucks and then, you know, they put the drink on the counter, it's hot and you're gonna drink it. But the German would put like plastic, because back then we had plastic green Starbucks pipettes in their hot coffee and drink it. I was like, is this something we should do? Like, is it okay? And then, you know, after a while, I started doing that too when I lived there. And, you know, I was thinking like, why did we do that? You know, and recently I went to my dentist and then, you know, we were talking about teeth whitening and then, you know, how to keep your teeth white, whatever, like shiny. And then, you know, they said, you know, anything you drink that is darker than the color of your natural color of your teeth will stain them. And I was like, that kind of like that turned on something in my brain. Hell yeah, coffee, even if it's a latte, it's darker and it's staining. And I guess whenever you kind of like drink through a straw, it doesn't really hit your like teeth, and then it just directly goes into the like the hollow portion of your mouth, and then you like, you know, swallow it. Maybe that is a way to bypass and then make your teeth less stained. I don't know. So, and of course you get to keep your like lipstick longer than doing this. What do you think about this? I know the plastic straws, you know, now we have paper straws everywhere, but they get soggy, they get like limpy, and then we don't want anything limp, we want like sturdy. So let me know down in the comment section, but you know, going on a tangent again. So now we're gonna get back on track, and we're gonna go on Fragrantica and look at Kilian fragrances. So France fragrances, Estee Lauder parent company. I thought Kilian was LVMH. I don't know. Whatever. So I'm gonna be scrolling down and I'm gonna be seeing fragrances moving from the bottom of the page to the top, and then you know when I see their names, oh, I was just like, you know, the phone said the battery is low, so, well, we can't be talking about Kilian for another hour, so we're just gonna wrap things up. So I'm starting. We talked about A Kiss from a Rose, terrible. Back to Black. Yes, what Kilian does really well is gourmand fragrances, fruity floral gourmands. That's their signature. And one of the example is Back to Black, or whatever the other one. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll see it. I don't have the bottles. Back to Black and Black Phantom. So these are beautiful gourmand fragrances. When it comes to Back to Black, what comes to my mind is honey, kind of like a sweetness, cherry with some kind of like a tinge of tobacco, and whatever happening in Black Phantom is a dark chocolate booziness. You know, it's a very well known. Kilian, sweet, ambery, which is great. Why not? You know, but they never spoke to me, and therefore I never had the full bottles. But if you are a Kilian fan, if you like the gourmands Kilian is making, I think Back to Black and Black Phantom are worthwhile. So moving on, Beyond Love, we talked about. Cruel Intentions, I've never been able to experience. Let me know down in the comment section. One fragrance that I want to talk about is actually Bergdorf Goodman exclusive, which also has love in its name. It's Do It For Love. This was started to be one of the important vetiver fragrances out there. So last time when I was in Manhattan, I went to Bergdorf and Goodman to try this fragrance, only to get disappointed. To me, this is too fresh, too green, a little too citrusy, and I see the vetiver in here, but I mean, this is an exclusive. Is this changing the world? No. But, you know, would be a nice fragrance, unisex fragrance in summer months. I tried Good Girl Gone Bad Eau Fresh. It does not speak to me. Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme. Yes, please. Kilian's new release, Cologne, Shield of Protection. I will never talk about any cologne. That's not my, gem, like citrusy fresh fragrances. We're moving on. Okay, I see Liaisons Dangereuses, and then when I see Liaisons Dangereuses, I'm reminded of Forbidden Games, and also another one that I tried, Playing with the Devil. And when you look at these names, you know, Liaisons Dangereuses, Dangerous Relationships, Forbidden Games, or like Playing with the Devil, you're like, oh my god, yes, sign me up. I have a ticket to a sex party, or I'm having an orgy, whatever my fantasies are coming true, it's gonna be sexy, whatever. No, these are, they are this kind of like a different fish in the same pool. They are sweet, fruity floral fragrances. Maybe only Playing with the Devil kind of like stands out with that, vegetal peppery feeling that fragrance has, but these smell really nice. And if you buy me these three fragrances, yes, I will use them. I will spray them, but I don't see anything groundbreaking when it comes to Liaisons Dangereuses, very beautiful name, or Forbidden Games, or like Playing with the Devil. No. They are like very innocuous. They are very like docile. It's like the branding and the names are very, enticing actually, but not the fragrances. We talked about Love and Tears. We talked about Love. Moonlight in Heaven. It's a fragrance that I'm not really relating to. I never liked it. When you look at the notes, it's beautiful, rice, coconut, mango, but it didn't give anything special to me. I did not try Musk Butterfly. That is a special too. So if you tried that, please let me know. Prelude to Love. Prelude to Love. Love Beyond Love. I tried Prelude to Love, that is also discontinued. To me, that is too fresh, too citrusy. So when I look at the Love fragrances, of course, it's nowhere close to Love, Don't Be Shy, or Beyond Love. We talked about Rolling in Love, Straight to Heaven. Nice fragrance, like carnal flower. I see it, I appreciate it, it's there, but it's never here as a full bottle because it's not fragrance that I would wear, but I see the value in it, and I see that, you know, it lives a beautiful life on male skin. So don't take me too seriously, just go out and try. As I said before, Kilian does great gourmand fragrances, great fruity floral gourmands. Sweet Redemption, oh my god, very ambery, very kind of like orange blossom scent. I tried this because it was said to be very similar to Love. No, it was not actually. I didn't like this. This is a lot of amber. This is a lot of like, you know, burnt orange blossom feeling. This didn't really speak to me. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi is a beautiful feminine fragrance. You can wear this 24/7, 365. If you want a nice feminine fragrance, if you want that to come from Kilian, I think Voulez-vous coucher avec moi is a good choice. Intoxicating cardamom and coffee kind of feeling, spicy, warm, ambery fragrance. Nice gourmand again. Why not try? I don't have it. I will not have it. And then Arabian Nights, the portfolio, all the oud fragrances. I have not tried them, so I cannot really speak to them. Asian Tales, there's one that I didn't like and I tried, Bamboo Harmony, not my thing. It's too like green and citrusy, and it disappears so very quickly, so it didn't really do anything special. And then, oh, okay, we're going to be talking about a very high quality, very well made, one of a kind vanilla fragrance that Kilian made, and that is Woman in Gold. First, it came in that black bottle, and now it comes in that white. If you like vanilla fragrances, and if you kind of like a sparkly, bright vanilla with a little woody touch, but if you want a really, really high quality vanilla fragrance, I think you cannot overlook Woman in Gold. You really, really need to try that. It is a really nice fragrance. Kilian, well made, Woman in Gold. And moving on, Forbidden Games, like Playing with the Devil, I talked about those. Innocuous, Docile, Fruity Florals. Oh, My Kind of Love, those, you know, bottles, like, you know, bowls. And then when it comes to that collection, I'm going to talk about Princess. That is actually, I'm going to tell you the whole name. I don't need a prince by my side to be a princess. No, you don't need a prince. Definitely, we are feminists here. And this is like a gingery, fresh tea, like marshmallow scent. I like it during the first hour, and then it just goes away on my skin. But this is nice, actually. If you like it, go and buy it. And I think they came up with the large bottle I saw on Sephora's website, like, you know, because this is very well liked, so this is gonna sell. But the other one that I would like to talk about is actually Kissing. Burns 6.4 calories an hour. Wanna work out? Yes, honey, I do wanna work out. Kiss me. This is lactonic, sweet, green fragrance. I love this. This is very sweet, very lactonic vanilla, and in order to prevent that from becoming too cloying and sweet, they cut it through with some greenness, and I loved it. I like Kissing. Burns 6.4 calories an hour. Wanna work out? I wanna like burn 600 calories kissing. This was really nice. I can't seem to find this fragrance. I don't know. I think this is phased out or discontinued. But if you come across, try this. Give this a chance. If you like lactonic, sweet gourmand fragrances contrasted with some greenness, this could be your gem. And also, I'm going to talk about the butt plugs, the anal trainers that Kilian released under the collection of The Art of Love. And the one that I'm going to be talking about today is actually one that I decluttered when I was moving from Pittsburgh to San Francisco. But that is a nice, nutty, rosy gourmand fragrance that is Some Like It Hot. Let's put the bottle here. And if you like Angel Muse, and if you like Angel Muse or the Toilette, if you like Lancôme Roses Barberanza, if you like nutty roses with like some fruitiness, I think Some Like It Hot could be your fragrance. This is a strong fragrance as well. I think this is a unique fragrance too, but I think this collection was only released in Russia, so I'm not really going to go into details of it, but Some Like It Hot, Nutty Rose, Gourmand, and the liqueurs. Okay, whiskey glasses, Angel's Share, Apple Brandy on the Rocks, Le Vert, Roses on Ice. I don't like them. I don't see the point in them. I am so sorry. So, and you're gonna be like, hey, WTF, Angel's Share. Everyone is touting it. Like everyone says this is beautiful. Hey, come on. So, let me tell you about this thing. Gallagher Fragrances Rosé All Day. That is an excellent fragrance. That smells better than Egemen Ambre Narguilé. That smells better than, Kilian Angel's Share. So if you want some like, apple pie, boozy feeling with some sort of sexiness and that strong feeling, the only fragrance you should be smelling is actually Gallagher Fragrances Rosé All Day. And I actually featured that fragrance in my video, like sexy niche fragrances. So when I look at, Angel's Share and when I see all these people like, bragging about it, come on guys, haven't you even smelled Gallagher Fragrances Rosé All Day? Because Rosé All Day, like kills Angel's Share, kind of like kicks out Ernest's Ambre Narguilé. Oh, it's, Angel's Share, not my thing. I see the point in that, but if you want to kind of like step your game up in terms of booziness or like the apple vibe, gourmand warmth to it, I think what we need is Gallagher Fragrances Rosé All Day, and I think Roses on Ice, Apple Brandy on Rocks. The others are pretty insignificant and money traps, and that was actually the end of Kilian Fragrances on Fragrantica. This is 51 minutes, 38 seconds. If you have watched this video until now, thank you so much. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I do appreciate it, and I want to know from you your favorites. I want to hear from you. Please leave a comment down in the comment section. This is a fragrance channel where we are feminists. I don't show you all kinds of free bottles, and I don't tell you that all the fragrances are beautiful, go buy them, blah blah blah. I am, guess what, not a YouTube sales associate. I worked at retail, I worked at Sephora, I was an associate, but not here. This is my own outlet, and then we are very brave, we are very honest and direct here, and we talk about fragrances, we talk about life, whatever. So if that sounds like your thing, subscribe, support, and if you are a gay alive, hi, hello, I'm glad you found me here on YouTube, and until next time, stay safe. I know the world is going crazy, and whenever world is going crazy or things are getting worse, it is always the women who get the worst of it, like with this final blow here with Roe versus Wade. Well, that's why we are all feminists, whatever. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you at the next one.